Hey folks, this is Coby from CobyWright.com. I'd like to welcome you back to another weekly live training session. Okay, this week our topic is going to be about selling services, and then of course we're going to do open questions along the way. So this will involve some of your input. First of all, for those of you, this is your first time, I was looking over the attendance list, and we got several new first-timers tonight, which is awesome. I'm always happy to see first-timers here. So I'm going to go ahead and call some of you out. Let's see, we got Angie, looks like the first-timer. Bonnie, David, we got David C. and David S. We got Dino, I think it looks like a new name. Drew, a regular. Welcome back, Drew. Dudley, welcome back. Ed, Gerald, Jim, John, Ken, I think that's a new name. Welcome back, Kim. Larry said he was a first-timer. We got LLNN. I don't know if that's a mistype or something. Welcome back, Logan. Welcome back, Caleb. And welcome back, Peter, Troy, and Yvonne. All right, y'all. Let's get ready. We got a good group tonight. We still have some folks that will be coming in as we go along. That's fine. If you want to tweet this to any of your friends or invite any of them, or you want to like it on Facebook, the URL is gocoby.com/bonus training. I'll put that in the chat box now. I guess I could have gave that to y'all before we started. But if you want to tweet that or share that with your friends or in Skype, feel free. All right, so let's jump right into it. For those of you, this is your first time, we do things a little differently here. And that is these webinars, these training sessions that I do each week are not your typical webinars, or at least not your typical internet marketing webinars that you may be used to. A lot of times they just kind of show up and they are more or less a pitch fest of some sort. Mine are kind of the opposite, and actually the only people that are invited to these each week is people that are on my list, unless you happen to be invited by a friend who's on my list. And I just do these each week to give back to those of you that are on my list that read my emails, and to give some value. Because you do read my email and give value to me. So I'm just out there to try to help y'all. I know a lot of y'all may be struggling, or you just, maybe need some new ideas, or just some help with some of the small things. So that's what I'm here to do. This is just kind of a way to save some money for y'all, because I'll typically charge $250 or more an hour for personal coaching. So this is just kind of your way to get in and maybe get some of your questions answered and get you headed in the right direction. So that being said, tonight I'm going to be talking about selling services. So feel free at any point to put in any questions that you have in the chat box. I'll be going through those every few minutes. And also, for those of you, this is your first time watching, then I suggest that you join the SMS list, and you can do that by texting the phone number here on the screen, which is texting the word webinar to the phone number on the screen, which is 615-326-1155, or by scanning one of these QR codes and pressing send. You should get a return text telling you that it was a success. So if you don't get that, then try again. So by joining the SMS list, then you'll get instant notifications each week and reminders of when we have these training sessions, and then I'll also send you text messages whenever the replays are posted, and they are actually posted on YouTube, so they are mobile friendly, and you can watch them straight from your phone if you wish. So with that being said, let's jump right into it, and we will be talking about selling services. All right, so I guess before we start, I could start by kind of giving you a backstory on myself in regards to selling services. And then I'll kind of go, I guess I can explain first what I mean by selling services. What exactly is selling services? What do I mean? What do you mean, Coby? This is simple. It's exactly what it sounds like. You're going to be selling a service of some sort to the public. Simple, right? In the offline world, in a brick and mortar type businesses, this would be something like, a deli. This could be a cleaning company. This could be, a landscaping company. This could be someone the guy that cuts your grass. Pretty much any type of service. You could be a laundromat. They're selling a service. Pretty much most businesses are selling some type of service, and they're selling a service, providing a service, or they're providing a product to people that provide a service. So it's kind of a circle. And When it comes to the online world, selling a service can be many things. This can be as simple as being writing articles, or being a writer, a ghostwriter. Let's put it that way, ghostwriter. You can write articles, ebooks, etc. And that was what I did in the beginning. You can also sell other services like backlinks. You could do blog commenting, forum post, etc., etc. Then you could do some more creative stuff like graphic design, videos, etc. And then the list goes on and on and on. And then you could do more. Also, you could do more technical stuff as well. Like if you're a tech geek, if you're not a technotard like myself, then you can do stuff like install. Let me put tech. You can install WordPress blogs, which is actually pretty easy once you figure out how to do it. But a lot of people think it's hard. You can install WordPress blogs or HTML sites. You could do any, etc. And the list goes on and on and on. And pretty much anything you can think about, there's somebody out there more than likely willing to pay you to do it. And anything that you do in your own business, then there's probably somebody that's wants to do the exact same thing in their own business, but they don't have the time or the knowledge to do so. So that brings me to the next step: is why would people buy services from me? Well, the number one is time. They don't have the time to do it, or they want to save time. Second reason is knowledge. They don't know how to do it, and so it's pretty much a combination of those two. Let me back up. Sorry, or it's a combo of both. Don't have the time or the knowledge. Or maybe they know a little bit of knowledge, but they just don't have enough time, or vice versa. They have a lot of time but only a little knowledge, etc., etc., etc. So, for example, who are some people that would buy services from you? On the online world, if you, let's just take, for example, that you want to be a ghostwriter. And, well, there's a lot of people out there that are willing to have stuff ghost written, and you can find other internet marketers like myself that and write ebooks for them. You could be a product creator in the sense. You just be, you wouldn't do the graphics or anything. You just write the content for them, and then they would take it from there. Or you could write articles, and you could write articles and then sell those articles as PLR packs. Or you could sell those to someone who is a PLR provider. Or you could use those articles and you could use it as blog content for someone. So you could write blog posts for someone, and the list goes on and on and on. So if it was somebody like me, some of the things that I might pay for would be having blog posts written for me and posted and stuff like that, and or have stuff written on different topics that I would use to turn into a PLR product a product that I would sell with PLR routes, for maybe a certain niche. And so there's a ton of people out there that are on my level that need stuff like that, and there's people that are, way above me that need even more done, and there's people that are below me that need stuff done as well. So and that's just as a ghostwriter. And the reason I'm talking so much about that is because that'll lead us into the backstory that I was going to give you, and that is my story. And I actually was a ghostwriter, and I've actually created, uh, believe it or not, I've created some products that got WSO of the day. I've created products that got, I don't know about WSO, I take that back, JV Zoo product of the day. And then I've helped create some that got WSO of the day. Even though I've never got WSO of the day myself, I have gotten JV Zoo product of the day, one of my own products. And so these are products that I either co-authored as a ghostwriter or just plain wrote and got paid for as a ghostwriter. And then, of course, they just put their name on it, or I put their name on it for them. And some of the when it comes to creating products, you may ask, well, Coby, I can write an ebook, but what would I charge for it? Well, for me, I would charge, anywhere from like $300 and up, depending on what they wanted, how much it was, what they wanted me to do, etc. The one that I wrote, or the one that got JVZ Product of the Day, that was the WSO, I charged them probably close to $1,000 because I did a lot of stuff for the product. And of course, it paid off for them because they got, I think they did like 1,500 or 2,000 sales. But typical process for an ebook are about, like about $100 for, I'd say, a normal length, which would be like 20 pages or something. That's like the average. So I would say that that as a beginner, you should probably be able to base it on that, maybe 75 or 50. But if you could write one of those in an hour or two, then that'd be pretty easy money. And of course, as you do more work, then your price goes up. And now I don't even create products for other people unless they just, someone approaches me and just offers me something that I can't refuse. If someone asks for me to create a product for them these days, then the price starts at $1,000 and then it goes up from there. So you can see that's just because, but there was, 2 years ago where I was selling ebooks for like, writing ebooks for people for like $50, and I was just thinking I was the luckiest guy in the world. But my main source of income, as far as selling services was concerned, was actually probably one of the easiest ones to do. I would bet that everyone on this call could do, and that was I wrote articles. And what did I get paid? I got paid very little. I mean, I got like $1 to $4 an article, sometimes more depending if it was longer, but normally actually it was about 1 to 3. I got paid very little. So I was only getting like, I was writing a couple articles a day, so I was only getting like $5 or $10, $15 a day in articles, but I was only needed, I didn't want to do more than that because, like I said, it didn't pay very well, or it didn't pay, it didn't pay as good as other things it could do, at least for the time that I had to put into it. But I knew that if I could make $10 a day, that would be $300 a month. And with the $300 a month, I could pay my Weber bill, which was, back then it was cheap. Back then it was only $19. Today it's $149. I just had to pay it the other day. But I could pay the Weber bill. I could pay my hosting bill, which then was $9.99, $10, something like that. Today it's $129 because I have a VPS, virtual private server. Oops, not HostGate, HostGator. I misspelled it. And I probably had some other random fees. So, but I knew that if I could make $5 to $10 a day, then I could make enough to pay for my hosting, pay for my Aweber, and the main reason for the ghostwriting was to get funds into my business to buy advertising, and that's what I wanted, so I could expand my business. And mostly then I was spending it on solo ads. I still buy solo ads to this day, but I also buy, I'm focusing a lot on, starting to focus more on pay-per-view and stuff like that, advertising these days. And but don't worry, we'll talk about more on that in a later session as I learn more about it as well. But then I spent most of the money on solo ads, and the reason that I did that was because I was focusing. My focus was list building, and so I didn't want to. I did not want to write articles forever. And the way I guess I should tell you how I found my article writing gig. I went to freelancer.com, I believe. It was pretty sure it was Freelancer. There's several. There's Odesk, there's Elance, Is it Elance? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know. I don't know, but I always think it was that one, but it's been so long ago. But there's also Odesk, and then there's also some other sites out there depending on your skill level and your skill that you're going to do. But I'm pretty sure it was freelancer.com. But I also applied on or looked for gigs on Odesk and some of the other sites. I always can't remember exactly what it was. But anyways, I found a guy on there that had a article writing company, and so he would take big orders in volume, and then he would pass it out to all the writers. So he kind of let me, I could get 2, 3, 4, 5 articles a day, and he kind of let me write as many as I wanted to write, up to, of course, if he had the work. And he just told me if I ever want more, just to ask. So that was cool. But I didn't want to do that forever because it took a lot of time sometimes to research the articles because a lot of times they weren't on stuff that I could just readily write about. But it was cool because there was a steady work, which is what I was looking for, consistent work, and it allowed me, to put money into my business without affecting my lifestyle. Is it affecting or affecting? I think it's E. So I didn't have to get a second job or anything to support I guess technically I was getting a second job, but I didn't have to go out and, get another waiter job in order to buy solo ads, and I could still pay the rent. And it also, it made me more determined to make my own online stuff work because I didn't want to write articles forever, but I knew that writing those articles would allow me to purchase the solo ads, which would allow me to build my list, which would allow me to, build a long-term business, which is what I've done. I'm going to stop and look at the questions. I realize it's been about 15 or 20 minutes since I looked at them. I'm sorry about that. Let me look over here. Da, da, da. All right. So let me back up. John said, Coby, I'd like to chat with you on a personal note. I'm working on Dean Honda now to make my own product. John, the best way to get a hold of me on something like that would be to put in a ticket at the help desk, which is support.cobywright.com. That way it can stay organized and it doesn't get lost. And then from there I can give you my Skype details, which my Skype username is Coby_Wright. Be sure to mention this webinar, or otherwise I might think it's spam, because sometimes it's hard to know a person's name on Skype because the username won't show up right. Drew asked, hey Coby, long time. How have you been? I've been great, Drew. Thanks for showing up tonight. Troy said, hi Coby, is the Caleb that is always on the call the teenage young man from Canada? No, it's not. It's not Caleb Spilchin. It's Caleb, the Market Secrets blogger. No, not the same Caleb. Dudley said, thanks Coby. You're welcome, Dudley. And then John asked the best way to get in touch with me. I'm sorry, I didn't even see that. I answered that question before we started, but I didn't even see the other question you asked, John. I'm sorry. But I've already answered that, though. The best way to get in touch with me is the help desk or my Skype. And then, of course, we have the customer service number, which is 800-420-3150. Bonnie asked, will be offering, or can you refer us to someone who builds responsive sites to replace mobile sites? Bonnie, that's actually a good, since we're talking about selling services or not, that's a good thing that you can learn and then you could sell to others, and that is by mobilizing sites. If you don't have your site mobilized, there's a few things that you can do. There's I'll make a quick note on this, just how to mobilize websites. There's a few different ways to do it. One, you can just flat out build one, using HTML or whatever programming language, which I would never know how to do because I'm a tech tard. I've already told you all that. But you can go to a place like Fiverr and whatnot and find someone that can do it for you. If you're using WordPress, there's lots of plugins that you can use. One of them that's free that you can get in the WP dashboard is WP Touch. I haven't used it, although on my blog. I've never actually put it into action, so I can't say how good it works. That's just one that everybody always tells me works good, even though I've downloaded it, I just haven't actually used it. So that's the one that everybody always tells me to use. So that's one way to do it. And there are others. There's plenty that you can that are both free and paid. Another option is something called DudeMobile.com. You can check them out. I have some sites through them for some offline businesses, and so that's one that you can check out there. DudeMobile.com. It's kind of like a instant converter type thing. I wish I had an affiliate link for them, and I'm sure I do somewhere, but oh well. I wonder if I do. Let me look and see if I don't know if that'll work or not. No, it's not going to work if I don't put a www or 2 slashes in the website. Let me click on it and see. Nope. Okay, I thought that might be it. It wasn't. So we'll close that. Go back to the question, sorry. So DudeMobile.com is another one. I lost my track of thought. Oh, you're wanting responsive sites, the ones that change on their own. No, I can't really recommend anyone because I haven't really got into it that much. Like I said, WP Touch may work. You can also find some themes now that have it built in already. I recommended one. I sent an email about one the other day, ThunderZon. If you're an Amazon affiliate, it was responsive. I can't really refer anyone because I haven't really gotten into it too much, Bonnie. But you might check out DudeMobile, but then again, that's not exactly responsive. They build the mobile side, then you put the code, so. John asked, okay, he just added me on Skype. Awesome, John, thank you. Logan asked, how to distinguish what files go where, I index, PHP, etc. When you buy a course. Thanks in advance. Okay, that's a good question. You may be asking about when you buy like a PLR course. It may be hard. It's hard for me to say just without looking at a specific example. So let me go and find an example for you, and we'll go through it. Go to my downloads. Let me go and find one. Let's see. Let's go to the PLR section. There's one. Okay. So you can see this is one. It's got all these different. Let's start with the reseller files. Extract all. Oh, it's already got it. Okay, let's open it up. And you see this one says sales page and squeeze page. So they've already got this divided out somewhat. So let's go in and look at the sales page. Now you can see on the sales page, when you click in there in this folder, you have 4 different options. You have a download, an index, a style, and a thank you. Then there's 2 folders, one that says images and one that says videos. This one is pretty straightforward, and it would be pretty easy to set up because obviously you know the download page is the download page, the index page is the index page, the thank you page would be the thank you page. And I bet you this thank you is actually like a lead capture page. So I'm going to open that up and look. Yeah, it's a lead capture page. So it's hard to say again, like I said, because the provider of the package should give you instructions, and I'm not very good at PHP, so if it's PHP, I'm normally kind of screwed. If it's HTML, I can look through. But normally, the way it should work is it should look about like this one. This one's a pretty good example. And you always know that your index file should be your sales page. I like to double-click on it and open it up and look at it, and you can see this is the sales page. And it's a decent-looking one. But the most important thing here is this style. Is a lot of times people will upload this and they'll forget the style sheet. And so what will end up happening is your index page will just be like white, and it'll just be like just words. It'll be all messed up. And so if you were going to upload this to your website, what you would do is if you were going to put it on your domain, like if you went and bought a new domain, I think this is called Super Cache Emails or something. Let's say that you went and bought the domain Super Cache Email System. then you would just upload all this straight to your main domain in the public underscore HTML section, and then this index would come up whenever you typed in, super cache email system or whatever it was that we said our domain name was. And then if you typed in super cache email system / download.html, then the download page would come up, which would be this. Thank you for your purchase. It's got, So and then this one, all you would have to do, let me look and see. The way they have it set up for you, you would literally just upload all of this straight to your website the way it is. Just this whole package, just straight to your website. It'd be set. Of course, you'd have to, first you'd want to edit the index page to put your name on it and your picture and stuff. But once you get all that, you just go whoop, put it all to your page. So a good reminder, I guess, is your index page is going to be your main page. And so any page that you name index is going to show up whenever they go to that domain or when they go to that folder. So for example, if the domain was cobywright.com and I uploaded the sales page to that, then whenever they went to cobywright.com, they would see the sales page for that super cache emails or whatever it is. But if I were to create a directory, also known as a folder, for something like cobywright.com, super-cache-email, which that's not a working folder. So if you were to go to that, it wouldn't work. At least I don't think there's anything there. But let's assume that I was going to create a directory, also known as a folder, and then I would just upload that whole package straight to that folder. I would upload all of this, FTP it or upload it through my file manager, through my control panel, all straight just like it is, bloop, out to my website. And so whenever someone typed in cobywright.com / super-cache-email or clicked on a link for that URL, then they would be taken to that same sales page, but it would be on, a directory or a folder of my website, not on the main website. So in that same sense, if we were going to go with, super cache emails, supercacheemail.com, then we would upload the index here along with the style sheet, and also the images folder, and then you'd also upload your download page and everything all at the same time. Then your download page would be super cache email, assuming that you didn't change it, /download.html, because as you see, if we look back over here, oops, if we look back over here, it's called download. And the same thing with your thank you, it'd be .html, your website /.html, etc., etc. So in that case, you would upload it all straight. In most cases, it's going to be that way, and if not, they will have setup instructions. If it's just basic HTML, then you can use something like Composer, and you can go and open it up and add your picture and your name and stuff to it, and then save it, and then upload to your website. And that is also, once you learn how to do that, that is a service that you can offer to others. So the services that you could offer once you learn that are, you can edit, customize PLR packages for people. You can have a setup service where you set up PLR packages for folks that they purchase, and you just install them on their website. Or you could also do it, you could use this in a more generic sense and just have an FTP /upload service. And these are all things that you could easily offer on a website like Fiverr. I mean, especially the FTP. Think how cool it would be to have somebody pay you $5 to FTP a file for them. And believe me, there's people out there that would do that, because there's people out there that you say the word FTP and they fall out of their chair because they're like, what the hell is that? Excuse my language. Sorry, I got a little I get a little passionate. But they're seriously, because you tell them that's a file transfer protocol and their eyes roll in the back of their head and they just start going to Caesars. But you know, so they'll gladly give you $5 to just not have to deal with that pain. And by the way, I have some videos on my blog at cobywright.com. /video category. I'm sorry, I can't top and talk apparently. www.cobywright.com/categories. I'm sorry, /category, singular, not plural, /video tutorial. Let me put that in the chat box for y'all. If you'll go there, there's some videos that show you how to FTP and use cPanel and other random things. So that's how you would know, Logan. That may not have answered your question, but it's hard to answer that question without looking at the particular package that you're talking about. But hope that helps a little bit anyways. And the easiest way to distinguish them, I guess, to know like which is your sales page and stuff, is to open them up, you know, and you can use Composer as well to open them up and just look at them. Okay, so he just finished his chicken, now he's ready. Awesome. Awesome. Drew said, congratulations, Coby, on being the top internet marketers to follow. Thank you, Drew. For those of you that don't know what he's talking about, there was someone wrote an article last week or week before last, and the top 8 or 10 internet marketers worth following, and I was on that list. I will see if I can find that link real fast for y'all, and I will post it so y'all can look at it if you want. It's not nothing big. It's just to get my name on there. So it's got some other people on there y'all probably know. And so I'll post that in here, put it in the chat box. You can go check that out after the webinar if you want. That's not my page, and I don't get anything. Oops, I don't get anything from showing you that other than a little bit of bragging rights, I guess. I like to, you know, they mentioned me, so I like to do them the favor of spreading their link around. Maybe send them some traffic. So that was by my Brian Arnold, who's been on several of these webinars. He's not on here tonight, but he has been on several of them. Let me get back to the question. Sorry, got off track. I do that sometimes. Peter Church, thank you. Great question, and I always forget that some people might not know this. Peter asked, what does WSO stand for? And it stands for Warrior Special Offer. And Warrior Special Offer, let me put this link in here, just in case you don't know, is something that's offered on the Warrior Forum, which is at warriorforum.com. I'll put that link in there now. If you're not a member of the Warrior Forum, I highly recommend that you become a member, because this is the biggest internet marketing forum on the internet, at least that I know of. And put the link in here and go check it out. And this is a big foundation for my business and me getting started, and both information and generating business and income. So there was one point in time where my biggest sole income was on producing WSOs, and I haven't done a WSO in about 6 months now because I've been lazy, I guess. But don't worry, I'll be doing some more soon for y'all. And if you see here, we're here at the Warrior Forum. If you go down to the second, here it says Warrior Special Offers Forum. And it's just a special section in this forum where people sell products that are only available here on the forum, or they're only available at the lowest price here on the forum. So if they sell them to the public, you know, on ClickBank or something, then they have to offer it here at a lower price. And it's just a good place to, you know, buy and sell products. And while we're here, I'm going to show you while we're at the Warrior Forum, that's going to talk about, I'm going to show you something else, a place where you can sell your services. And on the Warrior Forum, if you go over to this third forum here, the Warriors Products and Services, if you see the subforum of it is the Warriors for Hire section. If you click on that, You can see, you can post, this will give you some ideas also, some services that people are offering to other warriors. And I know that I've purchased several services from this from just this section of the forum itself. So it's highly recommended. You know, you can see everything in here from webmasters to designers to content, etc. So just you take a second and browse through there. I'll put that link in there for y'all also. It's warriorforum.com/warriors hyphen hire. I'm sure with my southern accent that sounds really funny. The word hire, that sounds funny to me. Saying it out loud, hearing it. Anyways, that'll give you some ideas of what people are selling and what some of the prices that they're offering and some of the things that you could do. And then get back to the questions. I don't want to get too far off topic. I think I've got about all, just about got through all of them. Market Secrets blogger, aka Caleb, asked me, what was the point when you stopped selling services? Like you average, like what was the income that you averaged when you stopped? Well, I never really got too much past, or well, I first started doing the articles, like I was mentioning, for like $1 to $3 a piece, and so I was making like $5 to $10 a day doing that, and I never really made much more than that because I didn't want to, because you know, writing articles can be tedious work, and so I never got beyond much more beyond that. I never got really much lower than that, and it just got to the point where I was wasting time writing the articles because my list had gotten so big now that I could spend that time writing and producing content for them and creating products and stuff to sell to them. So it was more of my list size, and my list size is probably about 2,500 or so whenever I stopped selling services completely, maybe 2,000-ish in that range. And so it was more not that the income was there, it's just that I got tired of writing articles, really. And then I started doing like the product creation, ghostwritten type stuff, kind of on a as needed basis. So if I, you know, like needed a couple extra $100 or something to fund a new project or just to pay a bill, then I would, you know, just post in some of the Skype groups that I was in that I was offering to create a squeeze page for them, or, you know, an ebook or whatever, sales funnel, et cetera, just whatever I felt like I wanted to do at the time. And that was another thing that I also did too that I didn't mention, is that I sold sales funnels. I created sales funnels for people, and that's a big service that you can get into. And it's I didn't do too much of it, mostly because it's a lot of hard work for me, because I'm a professionalist. I'm sorry, not a professionalist. I think I just combined two words. I'm a perfectionist. And so whenever I'm creating a product for someone else, especially something as complicated as a sales funnel, I start getting, because with that I also create, you know, I always want to be like the best one ever, so I'll create an original product for them, and so it got to be really tedious. And so I only did that on a very, you know, as needed basis. And I've got some students of mine that have went on to make a full-time business out of selling sales funnels, you know, and similar stuff like that. Because I mean, you can easily get, I mean, three, four, five, up to $1,500 or $2,000, $300, $400, $500 up to $1,500, $2,000 or more for a good sales funnel. You know, depending on your record, your track record, and your portfolio. So I used to sell them in the $300 to $500 range. I don't think I ever sold one for less than $300, and that was to a friend. So there's a lot of, you know, that's another option that you can look into, and I'll be discussing sales funnels. I've got that planned to be discussing on one of our training sessions soon. So I might even do a WSO on sales funnels, because I think it's such an important subject that is often not understood completely. And so if you can get the just the whole technical aspect of creating, you know, something like sales funnels or websites or anything, once you get like a base template to work from, it makes your job so much faster. And that was my problem, is since I always did it completely when I was in original sales funnels, I didn't have it, like I had, you know, like the base template to start from, as in, you know, the HTML, the blank HTML page, but that was it. A lot of people that do sales funnels now, they kind of have a rotation of products that they can rotate through to offer in the sales funnel, and kind of let people pick and choose, and they do it that way. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And I don't think I answered your question directly, Caleb, as far as the exact income that I was averaging. So I guess I was averaging $5 to $10 a day from the articles, and then so about $300 a month. And it wasn't. It really was more just getting lazy with writing articles all the time, rather than making too much money, I guess, from writing articles or my other business. It just, I guess, my online business caught up. So I wrote articles for probably 2 or 3 months, easy. And then Caleb also asked, um, oh, he actually, this is regarding one of the other questions that was asked by Connie, I think, or no, it was Bonnie. No, it was Connie. Was it Connie or Bonnie? I'm sorry. Bonnie Corkery. So I'm sorry, I got the Corkery was missing me up the C. Sorry, Bonnie. Bonnie, this is regarding your question. Caleb said, as for mobile versions, he uses the WordPress mobile pack, WP mobile pack, and it auto-detects whether the browser is mobile or not, then serves the Route 1. Plus, there's an option inserted in the footer for user to click to view regular version or not. So that might be something to check out. Bonnie is the WP mobile pack. So you may check that out on Google or something. Troy said, it's cool to get recognition from your peers. Congratulations. Thank you, sir. Phil, our buddy Phil Ainsworth has joined us again tonight. He said, I'm sorry I'm late, buddy. Hope you're well, though I am. I hope you have gotten over the flu, buddy. And Logan said, yes, Coby, thank you. It helped, and it gave me valuable information, and other ideas helped too. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we're nearing our hour here, and I think I've covered. I know there's a lot. I mean, we could talk for hours on selling services and just brainstorming on ways to do it, and ways to find people. Oh, you know what? That's one thing I want to cover real quick is where to sell it / where to find clients. I know I've mentioned some of these sites as we went through here, but I want to make sure just to go ahead and get them all in there now. Firstly, of course, the Word Forum and the Words for Hire section. Elance, I think, is Freelancer, odesk.com. If you know tech stuff, scriptlance.com is a good one. And of course, we can't leave out Fiverr. I actually forgot to mention something that I used to do on Fiverr. And I actually used to have a few gigs on Fiverr, and I think they are probably still on there, even though I don't really do them anymore. I think that the last time that Fiverr sent me a message about activating them, that I didn't activate them again, so they may not be on there. But I used to do some backlinking gigs on Fiverr, and what I did is I had I still have it. I had a software that submitted to submitted backlinks, and so I would do that. I'd just run their URL through there, and then they would give me a report. I'd send that report to them. It'd take me like 5 minutes, and I make $5. So Fiverr is a great place to offer gigs, and you may be thinking, well, it's only $5. You actually only get $4 because Fiverr takes $1. But the idea and the goal and the is to find things that you can do, in like 15 minutes or less, and offer them on Fiverr. And a lot of the things that you should be trying to offer are things that you can automate. So if you have a software that does something, awesome. If you have a software that creates ebook covers, man, that was one of my first gigs. Is I had a software that created ebook covers, and the software doesn't even work anymore. Uh, Unfortunately, at least it doesn't work very good. Not as good as it used to. But I could create an ebook cover in like 5 minutes and have a really nice looking one with this software. And so I would sell them on there, and so for $4, it would take me 10 minutes or less, and I'd pop them out an ebook cover. They tell me what colors. I give them a couple choices of colors, and like, oh, you can choose in this color or that color, and that worked. And so if you have a software that does something like that, or if you're good at Photoshop, I've paid people on Photoshop $5 to take the background off of my out of my pictures before, and not because it's hard. I know how to do that on Photoshop. I know how to do it. I just didn't want to do it. Like, I knew how to do it. I just didn't want to sit there like you get to like click, click, click all the way around, and I didn't want to do that. it was worth the $5 for me to pay someone else to do it, for me not to have to spend 30 minutes to an hour sitting there messing with it and the frustration. So it's stuff like that. People will just eat up. I buy stuff like that all the time on Fiverr. I'm an active user of Fiverr as a customer, that is, anyways, not as a vendor anymore. But it's a great place to offer, as a vendor, because you can get your feet wet, you can kind of figure out, you can kind of test gigs, and you can build up a clientele. And so whenever they buy something from you, you can have them opt in and, say, hey, if you want to get discounts or something, or if you want a free gig, then opt into my list. And then you start building a list, and then how easy is it to get more work? Yeah, very easy. You just send out an email. Which if some of you that have been on my list for a long time, there actually may have been a point in time where you got an email from me offering services, because I misspelled backlinks there. Because I have done that on more than one occasion. Sent an email to my list offering e-cover service, article writing, etc., and got business that way. Mark Core said, thanks, Coby, and as he was leaving. That's awesome. Billy said, thanks, Coby. Always good information. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool. If there's any more questions regarding services, go ahead and put them in now. And if not, I'm going to give away a video course on selling services. So, if y'all are ready, let's, yeah, is everybody ready for these? Does anybody have any more questions first? And if not, then we'll just put in, yes, I'm ready, or put your question in, or just say you're ready. Or you can just sit there and wait. Okay, we got a few ready, so that's awesome. Okay, thank you, Kim. All right, Dudley and Dino said they're ready as well. Awesome, okay. So then that means I took care of my question part. So now let's talk about, I have a 17-part video course regarding selling services. Now I'm going to give it away to someone tonight. And let's see, we currently have 20 people left on the call. So let's do the 5th person. So here's what we're going to do. In a moment, I'm going to tell you to top in. Don't do it yet, but I'm going to tell you to top in, I want the video course. And you can type it in now if you want, but just don't hit enter so that it sends it or whatever. So what we're going to do is, whenever I say the 5th person that types this in, after I tell you how to go, not now, don't do it yet, and the 5th person that types it in will be the winner. And then everyone else will, of course, have a chance to purchase it. Okay, so, all right, on the count of 3, the 5th person to type in, I want the video course, will be the winner. So you can type it in now if you want, but just don't hit enter so that it sends it. All right, so on the count of 3, the 5th person to type, I want the video course, will win the free video course. All right, count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Type it in. There we go. Wow. All right. Okay, y'all can stop. All right. Let's see. Carolyn was first. Logan, you were second. Doug, you were third. Dino was fourth. Troy Peterson, you were fifth. David, you were sixth. Peter, you were seventh. And then so on from there. Okay, Troy, if you will put your email in for me, I will get that sent over to you after the webinar. So send me your email. Por favor, amigo. Awesome. Cool. I will write that down. Let me copy that real quick. Otherwise, I will forget it. And let me put this in a notepad. I'm going to freeze the screen so that I don't show everybody your email address. There we go. So is your, I don't want to say it out loud. Okay, cool. Thank you. I will send that over. Now, for everybody else, you can still have the option to pick up this video course. And it's going to be stinkingly cheap. The big whopping price of $7. And if you go to this URL here, www.cobyWright.com/selling-services. You see here's the sales page. and scroll all the way down. You can read the sales page. I'm not going to read it to you. I'm not going to read it to you. You know, of course, you get the 30-day money-back guarantee as always. Whopping $7. Just $7. You can read the sales page. Basically, long story short, it's going to go more in depth on what we covered on what we went through tonight, you know, ways to get clients. It's not going to show you how to do the actual service, but you know, give you some ideas where to find clients, et cetera, et cetera. Here you can see how to determine what kind of service can be sold, how to determine what your strengths are, the best kinds of clients to get, selling packages versus individual services, types of services you can sell, the fastest and easiest ways to get paid, and even how to get others to do all the work for you while you sit back and get a cut. And that's just a sampling. There's other, of course, there's 17 videos, so $7. There's no OTO or anything, at least not yet. It may be in the future. So if you're watching the replay, this may be more than $7. No guarantee, and there may be an OTO at that time. But at the moment, it's $7. There's no one-time offer. That's it. $7. You get your 17 videos, and that is that. Let's go look back, and again, that's cobywright.com/selling hyphen or dash services. Look back at the questions. Dudley said, thanks, must go now. See you soon. Thank you, Dudley, for showing up and hanging out. Hope to see you next week. Troy said, thank you, sir. Have a great evening. You do the same as well, sir. Dudley's in the UK, long way from the UK. Yes, sir, it is. It's late there as well. Phil's in the UK as well, so I think he is like 6 hours ahead of me. So I think it's like 1 o'clock there right now, or 2 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock here because I'm in Central. Doug said, thank you. You're welcome, Doug. So I'm not going to put the big salesman pitch on you off. If y'all want to pick up the video course, it's at cobywright.com/selling dash or hyphen services. It's only $7. It'll give you some more information on selling services and how to make a profit from it and all that good stuff. Again, I will have a replay up for y'all. I'm still behind on replays. I'm about to probably hire somebody to take care of the replays for me. I tried to hire someone, and then it turned out that they couldn't they couldn't do the work. They thought they could. They couldn't. The coding, or the codec, I'm sorry, with GoToWebinar's videos is very weird, and so they couldn't convert it. So back to doing it my way, which I actually have to play the replay on my screen and record it with Screencast-O-Matic. So it's kind of a long process that I go through. But nonetheless, I'll get caught up on those, and I'll start getting those out to y'all shortly. If you're on the SMS list, which then you'll get an instant notification via text message as soon as those are posted. Of course, I'm not going to send it to you like maybe not past like 10 p.m. So if I post it at like midnight or something, you probably won't get the text message to the next day. Simply because I'm trying to be somewhat respectful. I know that most people carry their cell phone with them all the time, and it's not too cool to get a text message at 1 in the morning from me telling you, hey, go watch this replay. But if you text the word webinar, 615-326-1155, you'll be subscribed to the SMS list, and I'll send you a text instant notification of the replay once it's posted, and of course when the training starts. If you want to learn more about selling services and how you can profit from it, what kind of service you can sell, etc., then check out my website, cobywright.com/selling services. You can also check out past replays if you go to youtube.com, because this has been a question I've been getting a lot here recently. And if you go to youtube.com/CobyGW, CobyGW, then you can see all of my tutorial videos I've posted, as well as the past replays. And then, of course, you can visit my blog if you go to cobywright.com/category/video-tutorials, or just by going to cobywright.com and clicking on the video tutorials tab at the top. All right, so if you want to grab the videos, cobywright.com/selling-services. If you want to check out the replays on YouTube at youtube.com/CobyGW, and then on the blog at cobywright.com/category/video-tutorials. So if there's no further questions, we will call it a night. And I will see y'all again next week. Again, this is Coby with cobywright.com, signing off.